he would forego a fraction apart from what Antonio had borrowed as a principal amount from him. He would forego a part from the 3,000 ducats that Antonio had borrowed from him. That is what everybody, including him, was expecting and believed he would do as a human being. He was being persuaded to change his heart and his stand. So forgive a moiety of the principal. Moiety means a fraction of what Antonio had borrowed from him, the principal amount. Glancing an eye of pity on his losses, keeping in view, taking into consideration the losses which Antonio had incurred recently, and these losses, the Duke said, had accumulated, hurtled onto his back, onto his shoulders. They were huge enough to weigh down, to press way down, and he called him this royal merchant, addressing or meaning to refer to Antonio. He said the losses which Antonio had incurred, in view of that, Shylock, take into consideration that these losses that he had incurred lately in the recent times were huge enough, heavy enough to weigh down, break his confidence, shatter him as a person, the royal merchant Antonio. And keeping in view the losses that he had incurred, he should draw pity. It should evoke pity. It should generate the feeling of sympathy, empathy in his heart for Antonio and his desperate, poor condition. That he should draw pity from this, taking into consideration his poor state. And he should take example. He should take example from the brassy bosoms, from the brass-like hearts, as hard as brass. He should take examples from the brass-hearted, the hard-hearted and stone-hearted people who would, even the hard-hearted people who had hearts as hard as brass, and people who had hearts as rough and unmelting as flint, they too would be affected and show mercy towards Antonio, looking at his poor, desperate financial and human condition. He should take examples from these people and show mercy towards Antonio. Forgive him, forgive the penalty totally, and forego a part of a fraction of the principle that Antonio had borrowed from him. Then he went on to say that he should take example from the uncivilized, uncultured, uneducated, beast-like, animal-like Turks, and he should take example from the savage, uncivilized, unkind Tartars who had never ever yielded, who had never ever shown any kind of sympathy or mercy towards anyone or any tribe or people before. He should take example from the stubborn, the uncultured, uncivilized Turks coming from Turkey, and he should take example from the Tartars. The Tartars were believed to be from Tartary in those days, to the Europeans. The Europeans, since they did not have much knowledge, since they were ignorant of this huge territory of parts of China, India, since they were in the dark, they considered these Tartars coming from the Asian territory, this tribe of people, to be savage-like, beast-like, inhuman, apathetic, without any mercy, bloodthirsty, who were never trained, who had never been trained to be cultured, to show mercy, to be civilized, and to be forgiving. He should take examples from the stubborn, uncultured Turks and the Tartars, the savage, animal-like, beast-like, merciless, unyielding. Never had they ever been merciful to anyone. These Turks and Tartars, to be affected, and it would evoke, it would generate this feeling of mercy, compassion and forgiveness in them, looking at Antonio's poor financial and human condition. So if the Turks and Tartars could show mercy, taking into consideration his poor condition, he should take examples from them and show mercy towards Antonio. So, offices of tender courtesy, they had never been trained to be cultured, they had never been trained to show mercy, they had never been schooled or taught to be gentle. Then the Duke said, "We all expect a gentle answer, Jew." He said that the court, he too thought, and they all expected, that Shylock would soften on his stand, on his stance, you can also say, on his demand, and would have a change in his heart, a change of heart. He would show mercy as the Duke had pleaded him to do. So, gentlemen, in the next video, I will continue with this act and explain it for your reference and understanding. Thank you.